The Sea of Thieves January monthly update is upon us, and that means a new pirate Emporium refresh, this time adding one of probably the most controversial ship sets for reasons that I'll talk about in this video, but also equally one of the coolest. This is the Lodestar stuff. So let's start off by buying the weapon bundle for 499 ancient coins, the costume set for 999 ancient coins, the Lodestar Collector's Cat and the Lodestar Collector's Parrot, each for 649 ancient coins, the Lodestar Ship Bundle, and the Lodestar Collector's Figurehead and Sails. Then the free Something Stinks emote, the Lodestar Spyglass, and lastly the Wedding Party emote bundle. Now let's go and check all these out. Kicking things off with the Lodestar ship set, we have the non-collectors part. I'll discuss the rest of the ship set in detail when we move on to the collectors, but the sails, they're always pretty standard, and this again is pretty standard compared with outpost stores, but the figurehead is slightly more leaning towards the collectors with the starry theme sort of inside the figurehead. At night, everything about the ship set glows, it's shiny, it's starry, and I'll say this now, it doesn't fit with Sea of Thieves. Moving on to the collector's parts, these sails as always are beautiful. The nice constellations with the crescent moon on it really stand out, and the hull, similar to the Shackled Phantom and Master Renegade hull, is really nice. But then the figurehead is one of the, if not the best figureheads in the game. A big theme with this ship set is floating, so this figurehead you can see some of the parts are floating, but then the main star feature is the constellations that are being projected off it. There's nothing like this in the game, the VFX are one of a kind, and it's the best part of the whole Lodestar set, not just the ship stuff. Climbing on board, you'll see that the whole rest of the set, the cannons, capstan and helm, are keeping in with the floating theme, with the cannons literally being suspended in midair, and the same goes for the capstan. Now luckily they did remember to add a rim in, but it has a very ethereal vibe to it, again keeping in with the whole starry theme. And again, the same goes for the wheel, with it just hanging there in the air, keeping with the starry and constellation theme, looking into the universe. And the very nice thing about this whole set is that they do have animations, they're not just sort of stuck there, they do slightly float around a tad. Cannon flare wise, the cannon flare is one of the best in the game. Aside from the cannons not being bulky, you can see that it does picture some of the constellations from the game, and at night I think this is just going to look like the night sky completely. Really good job on the cannon flare here. Then moving on to the weapons, we have the sword, keeping in with the galaxy theme, and my one great thing about this set is that it is not bulky in any way, because even though blunderbusses can be bulky, cutlasses can be as well, they can just completely get in the way, but this is quite clean, keeping in theme, with again the whole starry galaxy vibe. Like in Stars of a Thief, reminds me of that tale a lot. Then we have the blunderbuss. The blunderbuss isn't bulky, it's so good because most of the other Emporium sets are bulky as hell. So not only is it keeping in theme with constellations on the side, and it has good colours that go with it, although the purple is a little bit questionable, it's very good for aiming because at the end of the day, things can look cool, but practicality is always going to come over cosmetic. Then, move on to the other weapons, we have the Eye of Reach. Now the Eye of Reach, it's one of the, it's not just clean, it is very clean, it's slick if anything. Again, keeping with the colour theme, it has purple on it. I don't really know where the purple and the neon blue come from, but an interesting thing is if you look down the sights of any of the weapons, then they're not glowy on the inside like some of the other Reaper themed weapons are. The pistol is very thin, maybe even a little bit too slick, but with regards to aiming, it's got a pretty nice eyesight. Again, they've added purple on it and slapped that beautiful, bold, starry texture on it. Now we have the only piece of equipment in the whole of the Lodestar set, and that is the spyglass. It gives a slight blue tint to everything that you look at it, similar to how Wanda spyglass works in the Royal Revenge weapons. Moving on to the pets. The pets are quite something. There's no new model for them, but they've quite simply put the starry texture on them so that they glow. Personally, don't know how fan I am of these. If you're one of those people that just really likes big, bright, bold galaxy stuff, this set is 100% for you. But have they gone a little bit too overboard so much that it doesn't really feel like Sea of Thieves? This is literally just the parrot but with that starry texture on it. Then, as well as this, they also have the Lodestar cat. The cat as well is missing a couple stars on its chest by the looks of things, but you do have that sort of seeing into a water pool of some kind with the galaxy reflection in it. Overall, pretty nice pet. Don't know how much I'd use it, but you know, it's an Emporium set, what really do we expect? Then moving on to the costume. Now the costume itself, there's so much purple on it. I don't get where they're getting this idea of purple from and blue. In my opinion, it really doesn't work that well. The hair as well, it's tinted with the whole skin theme of keeping it starry. You become the universe. The built-in emote for this is putting down a barrel and then using whatever spying eyes you've got equipped. You sit on it and gaze at the stars. This will be great for in machinima films, which I'm really looking forward to utilizing this as best I can. Again, not sure about the whole skin being starry, but hey. Then we have the new emotes for this month. There are 9 of them and they're all wedding themed. The first one is All Together Now. It's a pretty straightforward clapping to the music type emote. Very nice. Again, all of these great for machinima films. The second is Bouquet Toss. You hold a bouquet, toss it in the air and catch it like a little party trick or something. Overall, very nice emote. Thirdly, we have the Air Kiss one. There are lots of similar emotes to these two which I'm about to show you, so I mean it's pretty acceptable in terms of Emporium stuff. Air Kiss 2, very similar, can't really tell much of a difference, but again it's fairly adequate. Then up 5th, there is a phenomenal emote, Cut the Cake. The first time we are seeing cake in Sea of Thieves, and it's so annoying that we can't actually get it, but it looks like a very, very nice banana bread cake with icing on the top, cutting it with the sword. Never seen anything like this in game. It's I was so surprised when I first saw this for the first time. The textures could do with a little bit more detail, but overall I'm just surprised they even considered adding a cake. And we can see for the first time in game half chopped up bananas / peeled bananas, because normally we do sort of just eat them whole. 6th, we have Petal Throw. Petal Throw is similar to what would happen at an actual wedding over the bride and groom that are freshly married. Pretty standard emote. It's out of your whatever bucket you're equipping, which I'm liking what they're doing if they use tools and emotes. They're no longer the default tools, but they're your ones. That being said, in the cake cut, it's the default cut list, so not sure about that. Up 7th, there's Loves Me, Loves Me Not. This is essentially something that people do in real life, where you grab a petal and then I'm not quite sure how the game really works, but another flower-based emote, always quite nice. Wish we could actually wield flowers, might be quite interesting. And then Bottle Opener. This is essentially like some champagne, and we see that beautiful dagger that we all want. Again, it opens and then it sprays everywhere, and then you take a nice sip of it. Next, we have the free emote, and this is the last thing in the Emporium, but it's the Something Smells emote. Now, if you look closely at my cat on the bottom right, you'll see that she actually does just throw up there. So this, I know if you feed your pet scrubs it makes them throw up, but this emote just actively does it. And there we are. That is all of the Emporium stuff for January. This is a very, very bold Emporium set. I'm not sure how I like it. It doesn't feel Sea of Thieves-y because it's a combination of everything that they can physically do. The art team went crazy overboard with this. There's brightness, there's glowing, there's floating, there's all sorts. Normal Emporium stuff, it's like, yeah, it'd be nice to have this in Outpost stores, but it's not. But this is just, I don't know, it's a really, really cool set. I think loads of people are going to like it, but whether it's Sea of Thieves-y or not and would actually fit in the Sea of Thieves universe, I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, that is it for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a like, and if you're new around here, why not consider subscribing? I do all sorts of Sea of Thieves content, gameplay, soundtracks, and remember the new upcoming film, Wrecked, will be released on Community Day, along with an Obsidian 6-pack giveaway that I will be doing on then. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.